What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast about a playlist. I'm John.
I'm Brandon.
We hope you're all doing well. A little bit of music news this week. Over the time since we last spoke, the VMAs happened. I don't think anybody really cares about that anymore. Big pop stars still perform at it, but it'll never be what it was. Did this even come across your radar? Did you even know this happened?
Yeah, I knew that it happened. I didn't really pay too much attention to it. The only time I've ever really cared about the VMAs was when Mudvayne came with bullet
Hmm.
holes in their fucking heads.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, man, the VMAs happen. They are never going to be what they were in the early 2000s to maybe early 2010s. But even then, it was kind of like meh.
Which is kind of crazy because in theory it should be great with how great and how high budget music videos have gotten on average over the years. Like the
Right.
Thriller being the most expensive or longest music video. That's like every fucking like Doechii could put out a video that long now and nobody would flinch at all. So I
Right.
think maybe they just need to re-gear the thing to actually honor the better music videos, which that's a crazy
Well,
thought.
and they also used to be more all encompassing of like musical genres, which I
True.
get that like pop is like kind of like and it's back when Mudvayne came out, Mudvayne was actually fairly popular. They were on the soundtrack for Saw, so it was like a whole thing, you know. So like I
Yep.
get it, but like Mudvayne isn't going to be at the VMAs this year, and they're putting out a new record soon,
No.
which also is music news.
We'll talk about it later, but that probably would have been a great live debut for the Poppy, Courtney LaPlante, and Amy Lee song. It would have been
Real shit.
perfect.
Real
Um,
shit.
Other bit of music news, Spotify announced yesterday they are adding lossless audio to its premium tier, which is great, but I think you and I both know that means there's going to be an announcement not long after announcing they'll be raising the price on premium. It is Spotify after all. I think that it's good news for people who care or can actually tell that they're listening to lossless. I think that it's like the one argument other things have had against Spotify. Not I'm not talking morally, I'm just talking in terms of the program. Everyone has pretty much their deck of cards stacked against Spotify in terms of their moral compass. Maybe did. But either way, Spotify adding lossless seems like a necessary step, which is why I don't think the world seems to be too excited about it. Are you?
You know, it honestly seems like a step that has been in like it's like way too late. You know what I mean? Like Apple
Yeah,
did it, and
exactly.
then YouTube Music uses a different codec, which actually YouTube Music sounds great. Obviously, Tidal came out in like 2015. It's been out for like a decade now. Like,
Yep.
it's one of those things, and like, okay, sure, like it's way too late for it. And Spotify has never sounded great. I'm curious to hear what like what they actually do. Maybe they
Yeah.
are changing their codec. I haven't like actually looked into it. I'll wait for a tech blog to, to throw it out there regarding the coding aspect of it. But look, man, I mean, Spotify's convenient. The UI is easily one of the better of all of the streaming services, and having books and podcasts on it is great. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But morally, obviously, a Swedish company investing in fucking AI weapons is weird. But it's one of those things.
Yeah. Life in 2025, man. All right, man. Let's get into it. We got some music to talk about this week.
Yeah, we do.
Starting things off with Amine, his new song LA. This is a banger, man. 3.5 on the way. Let's fucking go. What do you think of this?
Like you and I were texting about it, it actually seems a little bit too early for 3.5, but fuck it, we ball, you know what I mean? This is not my favorite Amine track, but god damn does he sound like he's having fun, bro. I'm glad he enjoyed LA. I do not. So my condolences to him and his crew being in LA, but it looks like he enjoyed it cruising down Sunset. I'm sure it smelled like urine.
I like that he still shouted out landed from the 503. There's always a bridge to Portland in his lyrics, which is why we love him up here so much. I thought that this sounded a lot like a deluxe song from Limbo, which had a very different overall sound than Limbo itself, which is why it doesn't fit with 13 Months of Sunshine sonically or thematically or otherwise, other than just general Amine positive vibes. But in the lyrics, it says 3.5 on the way, I guess, which I
Right.
think is his way of saying, I've been in the studio. I usually wait a year to start putting these things out, give time. It feels like 13 months hasn't had that much time to breathe, but no Amine fan is going to turn down new music. I think this is
Hell
also a
no.
way of just drumming up some more attention for his music festival, which is this weekend. So go
Hey, good for
Amine.
him. Good for him. Go Amine. Big Amine fans over here.
His New Balances are fucking sick, man. His New Balances are sick.
I actually have not seen those.
I'll
The new
send you pics
ones?
after this. Yeah, yeah. And he's doing like a tie-in that if you're going to the festival, you're in a raffle that's like only 100 pairs of a pair that he made that's only gonna be there type of thing. So
God,
dude's
you love
smart.
to see that.
Let's just say New Balance has the best like collaborators in the game right now. The Action Bronsons, the Amines, like all the shit they're releasing is fucking heat with their collaborations. I know this is not a shoe podcast, but we just gotta say that.
Oh, 100%. I have a couple of New Balance
You
collabs.
do.
So
You do.
like,
You
so
were on it way before they were cool too, so you get the
right.
extra like credit there, man.
I've got the Keith pistachios, baby. Let's go.
You're dropping words the kids don't even know right now, Brandon. All right, dude. We got this new one from Miguel, New Martyrs. Weird song to start a rollout with, but I'm intrigued. His new album is called Chaos. It's his first since 2016. That album I loved quite a bit, but that one just sounded way different from the first single. This sounds very much in line with the kind of more experimental R&B that we've heard him experiment with on singles over the years since his last album, but never really commit an album to being this
Right.
kind of left of center. How are you feeling about it? Do you like it?
I actually really enjoyed this, man. It's he sounds fantastic. His voice is obviously fucking amazing.
Always. Yes.
Um, I am excited that we're finally getting a new project from him 9 years later. Like, it was wild. He was
Yeah.
one of the biggest in 2015, 2016. I mean,
Yeah.
you couldn't turn on any radio station without hearing well, except for like the Rocks radio station. But
Sure.
but you couldn't turn on any top 40 radio station without hearing a Miguel track. And honestly,
Mhm.
bro, I'm excited to hear it. I like this one, man. I thought he sounded great.
I mean, he always sounds great. I just learned recently him and I share a birthday, which means he's a Scorpio on the cusp, which means he's also a fucking weirdo, which probably explains why he hasn't released an album in 9 years. If I had the money to
Real,
hold me over for 9 fucking years, I would not either. So
real.
shout out Miguel. I'm excited to hear the new project, man. We got a few dance tracks this week. New one from Leighton Giordani and Green Velvet, When It Kicks. Fun song, nice groove to it. Nothing more than that, man. What'd you think?
The swiftness in which I added this track to our playlist was wild. I saw it was Leighton in Green Velvet, and we've talked about Leighton over the last couple years, and he's gone like a
Yep.
more housey direction than his earlier like techno roots, and like Green Velvet being on a track. Amazing. I just listened to this track. This is a certified banger to me, man. I really like this one.
Yeah, I don't know if Green Velvet's released like a solo track this year, but every track Green Velvet has been on this year has been heat. This is no different.
Yep.
New one from Feed Me and Lonnie Day called Proud. Very different for Feed Me. This is
Right.
I don't know if this is my favorite, man. I don't know how much I'm digging this one. It's a little weird. How are you feeling about it? You're always a little more open to these things.
I didn't not like it. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's a decent song. Is it a like you can hear Feed Me is obviously like his bass lines and his his little
Yeah,
synth
yeah, he's in
sawtooths,
there.
but interesting direction he went with this one. I'm curious how it's going to fit into his next project. I actually thought when I first saw it, like I was like, Feed Me and Lucky Day working together. My God, but it's not Lucky Day. It's Lonnie Day.
Uh, I would have freaked the fuck out if it was Lucky
You
Day.
you might have actually died.
It,
I would have
it's
texted
just
your wife like, "Is he good?" Like,
just me jumping out the window as I get that text, man.
right.
Yeah, man, I think obviously Feed Me is a legend. He kind of started around the same time as Zed with the whole electro house boom, and he's always kept that in his sound despite exploring other bassy adjacent genres. Whereas Zed kind of went to producing this style of like his electro house infused pop, and I just don't think
Yeah.
I'm used to hearing Feed Me do a song like that, but I'm not against it by any means.
Yeah, he's like right. It's not like a bad song. It's just not quintessential Feed Me to me. Like when I go listen to Feed Me, I'm not gonna probably put the song on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
especially even compared to his most recent singles, which I guess he's given us a little bit of everything, so it's hard to complain.
Welcome to John Gooch, buddy.
Yeah, seriously. Got a new one from Purple Disco Machine and Jake Shears called Fire and Ice. It's a Purple Disco Machine track, man. I dig his sound. I get that a lot of people are like, it all sounds the same, which fair, but I think it's fun, especially if you're hearing it live, man. What'd you think about this one?
Those same people love Chris Lake. Just throwing
Uh,
that out there. Just some
Leave
more
him out
funky.
of this.
Leave Britney alone. Just some more funky disco house from PDM, man. I
Yeah.
actually love that he's working with Jake Shears again. I think the last track they did together was PDM remixed a Boys Noise track that
Mm-hmm.
All I Want with Jake
Yep.
Shears.
Yep.
And if
You
I
have it
remember
on
correctly,
vinyl.
that yeah, I do. I actually had that before it dropped, which was tight. But I really liked that song, and I really liked the way PDM and Jake Shears sounded on that remix. And I'm not sure
Same.
that they worked together, but I'm glad that they're actually working together now. Well, because
Same.
Jake's
Same.
honestly, Jake Shears is like an underrated vocalist, I think, in EDM, and I hope he has like a moment. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be surprised if they knew each other prior to him doing that remix, but I also wouldn't be surprised if that was like the link that led to this song years later, you know?
Right.
New one from Armin van Buuren and Adam Beyer, Techno Trance is the name of it. I expected a little more from this one considering the names. Am I wrong? Am I
Oh
wrong?
no, you're not wrong at
I
all.
was
Do you have any more
underwhelmed.
notes? Because I have notes.
No, hit me. Go.
This song is interesting. I'd like triple tuck. I was like, what the fuck? Armin
Armin's
van
done that
Buuren
a few
And
times this
Adam
year
Beyer.
with collabs, yeah.
And then just the way too on the nose track title of Techno Trance. I was like, oh no, this is either gonna be absolutely incredible or not that good. And this is not that good. I
Yep.
welcome to business techno and business trance. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, too much business for any of us.
and I'm not going to sit here and talk shit on one of the goats of trance, Armin van Buuren, as he's amazing,
The
and I
reason
love
I'm
and
into dance music. Yeah, he
of
is.
course, right? I mean, we all remember Armin only events, you know what I mean? But like,
Yes.
and like Adam Beyer has his place in techno as well, even though purists will sit there and shit on me for saying that. I don't give a fuck. But look, man, this collab could have been so much better. There could have been like a little like a trancy, like a break. You know how like like Above and Beyond like takes time to like breathe. Like
Yep.
they could have done that in the middle and then gone into like some fucking 909s and just some like syncopated hi-hats, and they just like didn't, bro. Like it felt like it should have been so much better, you know?
I agree 100%. Thank you for articulating that in a way that I could not, man. Well said.
Welcome.
Got a new one from Daphne 11. This track is a fucking vibe. Daphne is also playing Boiler Room LA with Boys Noise and
That's
seemingly
fucking
every other
right.
sick DJ on earth. Did you end up grabbing tickets to that?
I get paid tomorrow. I'm gonna grab tickets probably on Saturday
Fuck
once
yeah,
checks
dude.
clear. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go to that boiler room in LA. It's the best boiler room in LA lineup I've ever seen. That's wild. This track is great, man. Daphne can get it, obviously. The
Always. Yeah.
bass line on the bass synth on this one is fucking wow. You know what I mean?
So good, dude. I really enjoyed this track. New one from Soft Cult, 1625 is the name of this one. This might be my new favorite Soft Cult song, man.
That's
Really, really
right.
good. It is, I don't know if it's the lead single, but it is the song they announced their new album with. When a Flower Doesn't Grow drops January 26th. We have our first 2026 release to look forward to, Brandon.
Hey, cue
What'd you
the
think of this
applause
one, buddy?
machine. I love this, man. It feels a little gothy and
Yep.
shoegazy, which I
Hmm.
am a big fan of that combo, turns out.
Check and check, yeah. Yeah, man, this song's great. Very much looking forward to that one, even though it is so far away. All right, buddy, talk to me about your thoughts on the new Tame Impala single officially off of his new upcoming album.
After so long, we get this track, John. Look, man, people are wildly speculating that he'll be at Coachella this year as like a returning to the desert or like a headliner. I don't know. Maybe I could see it. I like this song, but about as much as I liked everything on the Slow Rutch, which is far less than Currents or
Yep.
Lonerism or Inner Speaker. It's
Hmm.
synthy rocky stuff, which is, def my jam, like I definitely like that style of music, but I really miss the psych journey he used to take us on albums like Lonerism, man. I mean, you listen to that album, you go on a fucking journey, you know?
Yep. 100%, dude. I agree. I thought that this single was better than the last in terms of being a Tame Impala single, but I also don't like that. I didn't love the last song, Deadbeat, or
Right.
whatever it was called, or that might be the album name. I forget the last single he released, But even though I didn't like it, it was this turn towards him doing a more dance heavy version of this psychedelic indie rock that he's kind of formed his sound entirely into recently. And even though it wasn't for me, I was excited to hear a whole album of that. And like you said, this is like as enjoyable as any other Tame Impala song, which like that's not good. That's not fun at this point in time, man. I was like, oh, he's gonna do something different. JK, it's just the same fucking Tame Impala song over and over and over again
He
until the
used
end
to
of
get
time.
really weird. He used to get really weird, and
Yeah,
I
I
miss
want him to
that.
get weird again. And
Right.
maybe he will on the album. Maybe this is the safe single. It's like you said,
Maybe.
people kind of have been waiting for it. We shouldn't be that quick to judge. He's a talented musician, but a frustrating one at that at times.
Right.
New Gammy Gang, man, Origami Angel track
Gammy
back to
gang.
life. I don't know how they keep doing it, but this is another fucking banger, dude. These guys rock. I love this song. What about you?
I just absolutely love how much Origami Angel we've been getting over the last few years. Look, man, I love the synth line in this one. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. Very hello,
And
goodbye.
the chorus is so fucking catchy, bro. Let's go.
Insanely catchy, man. Fucking love it. Another catchy one, new one from State Champs, Common Sense. It's pretty standard State Champs song, which is to say it's pretty good. Have no idea if this is like a pre-tour single or just a one-off, or maybe it's the start of a new release. I haven't seen them post anything regarding that, but either way, we got some new State Champs. What'd you think of it?
Look, man, it's a state champ song, so it's
Yep,
catchy and pop punky and that.
yep.
I'll always respect them for playing like a gigantic show and then going into like the Gaslamp district and playing a fucking bar in San Diego.
Oh, they're real. They're
Just
real. Yeah.
hardcore cred. You know what I mean?
Yes. Speaking of that, that perfectly translates to this next one. Holy shit, man. New one from Hit the Lights. Get Your Ass to Mars is the name of this one. Needless to say, I love this. This almost feels like more old A Day to Remember than old Hit the Lights, but this song is really fucking good, and I'm so happy they're back. It's been too long. They sound just as good as ever, man. What'd you think of this?
Yeah, buddy, we got new hit the lights. I was actually listening to this is a stick up, their debut album just like
Mm-hmm.
a week ago. Like I was bumping it on my new sound system, and I was just like, fuck, this band is so good. When are they gonna release new music? And I know it's like a new singer since that era or whatever, but yeah, man, this is so much fun. This is just a fun fucking song, and it's like it's almost nostalgic, but like you said, I'm getting some A Day to Remember vibes. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So maybe some 4 Year Strong vibes.
Yep. Whatever the vibes are, they are immaculate, man. Fucking great. Hopefully this is leading somewhere. I haven't really like followed them on anything to see if they posted that we're getting more, but this is sick. This is good news.
Yup.
All right, man. New one you threw on here from Dear Mary Ann. P.S. Please call me. What'd you think of this one?
So my boy Christian introduced me to this band. He actually went and got the chance to see them with Trash in LA.
Sick.
I love this song, bro. The lyrics are fucking hilarious, and I love how energetic it is while being just unhinged in the lyrical content.
Oh, totally, man. It honestly reminded me not even just the lyrical content, but even the delivery. It's got like that say anything type attitude
Right.
to it with like a little bit of Ludo mixed in. It was sick,
Right.
man. Really cool track. I dug this.
What would we describe that? Arrogance with a dash of with a dash of ignorance.
With a dash of pop punk. Yeah, like
There you
that's the
go.
formula. It's not one we get often, but when we do, we tend to appreciate it.
Correct.
Man, cannot wait to talk to you about this next one. Aren't We Amphibians new track? This is Teamwork. You introduced me to this band. I don't think I
Sure
knew who
did.
they were before you. Seems like they've leveled up since we've last talked about them, man. This track is so fucking good. I don't know if it's their best to date. I have not gone back and listened to the older stuff since this came out. I
Me
can't
too.
stop listening to this. Their new album, Parade Parade, drops September 26th, just a couple weeks away, man. What did you think of this track?
You love that. Look, man, I love this band so fucking much. Like you said, they've leveled up quite a bit in mixing and production quality, but it hasn't like taken away from all of the emotion that they have in their music, bro.
Not
And
at all.
bro's voice sounds fucking great on this track. I
Yep.
cannot wait. That breakdown is so good.
Dude,
Like I
it's
bring
incredible.
breakdowns back to emo. My God.
Thank you. Thank you. You said it, man. Talk to me about the new Portugal the Man song Denali.
I cannot wait to talk to you about it. You look, man, you know that I have always had and will probably always will have like a very soft spot for Portugal the Man.
Well documented.
This is
Yep.
far different than their stuff on Chris Black Saved My Life, and I am 100% here for it. They seem like they're like tapping into like this like psychedelic hardcore roots from Alaska. I don't know if anybody knows this, but Portugal the Man used to be a hardcore band in Alaska. And I think they would benefit from like leaning into their weird a little bit. Like the track starts and we get like a minute and a half, maybe even 2 minutes of just like instrumentals, and then he like goes into his indie rock thing, which is fine. And then every time this track gets weird, yeah, I'm like, oh, this is weird and fucking awesome. And then it's like a little metal, like a little thrash metal, and I'm like, oh, fucking do all of this on an album, please.
Dude, like you, I am so here for this, man. I've always been like kind of up and down on their stuff. I really like the album you mentioned earlier. You actually like made me sit down and realize they're not just a radio, like I wouldn't say one hit wonder, but a radio hit band, that their albums are so good beyond that. This track I was just blown away with immediately, dude. I fucking loved it.
For
I
fans of the band, I got Major as this is really Evil Friends coded, but like with a little dash of psych weirdness, which I love.
Fuck yeah, dude. We'll have to keep an eye. Hopefully we got more on the way.
Yes, yes.
New one from Blanket and Wayside called Bind. As expected, this is just some high quality shoegaze from Blanket, as always, man. What'd you think about
My notes just say, I think this band might actually gaze at their shoes.
it? They do from time to time. All right, I'll just clear the way for you, man. New Hail the Sun, Blight. You digging this one?
Inject this shit into my fucking veins, John. Holy
Yeah.
fucking mother of God. This song is amazing. This is my song of the week. They have tapped
Hmm.
into some gold here, dude. I cannot wait to see them next month opening for the one of my favorite bands, Between the Buried and Me. And in fact, this song is a little BT Bam coded, if you ask
It
me.
is.
They've got some like weird proggy shit happening in the riffs, and dude just goes all out on vocals. Like, oh my God, this album that they're gonna drop, I already love. And I don't ever say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, them dropping their heaviest single on the album to date is probably solidifying that feeling for you, dude. This song is so good. These dudes can fucking get it. I'm with you, man. All the singles for this have been so good. I'm just very much looking forward to that album. Cannot wait.
Right.
New one from Lola Young, Spiders. I love that she's incorporating the heavier guitars again. I thought this
Yep.
was a good song. This rollout's kind of flying by, but I'm still excited for the album, man. What about you?
So I don't know if you agree with where I sorted it, but I heard like heavy guitars and I was like, I'm gonna put it over here.
It's
Um,
indie pop, indie rock. You're not wrong.
Look, man, I have no clue how this track ended up here, but I did listen to it a little bit, and I was like, I think it belongs like right here. And wildly enough, it
Follow
actually
your
blends
heart.
into like our next track. Look, man, I
It
think
does.
a lot of people think that Lola was like a flash in the pan. I don't think so. This is amazing, bro. I love that she just does what she wants to fucking do, man.
Same, dude. Next up, we got Between the Buried and Me's new song, The Blue Nowhere. I'll be brief since the album's dropping tonight and we're talking about it next week. I think that this title track helps flesh out the early vision for the album a bit more, which is nice. I think the second single of the three remains my favorite of the three that we got. This track is very, very solid, and I'm excited to hear how it plays into the album later tonight. What about you?
Colors One purists are so annoying. Look, man, this rollout's been so fucking funny, dude. Look, I'm gonna throw it in the show notes. They dropped today a behind the scenes of making of their album. It's actually very good. I was like apprehensive to click it because I was like, is there gonna be spoilers or whatever? And there isn't about the album itself. But look, they one of the, and I'm not gonna talk about this song because we'll talk about it when I review the album. But one
Sure.
of the things they said that really caught my eye is when Blake Richardson, their drummer, was talking about it. He was like, everybody in this band writes. We have not had a writer's block for 20 years. And that is fucking wild for a band that does the music that they do. Holy shit,
Mhm.
dude. He's like, we get in the studio and we all, he's, everybody should watch the video, but he was like, we all like record our own music on like different DAWs and shit. And I'm like, God, that's so between the buried and me. Yeah, I cannot wait to listen to this album as soon as I possibly can.
Dude, it'll be very soon, man. I got a new song from Sanguishigabog. Repulsive Demise is the name of this one. Just when you think that this band cannot get heavier, they do. That is Sanguishigabog, man. Song's really good. What do you think?
The Bog. Look, man, this is a little different than they normally sound. A little doomy on this one, a little
Yes,
death
very
doomy.
doomy.
The little doomy. I'm excited for it though. You love it when hardcore kids do doom metal.
Yes, dude. And it doesn't happen. I don't think we've heard them do a lot of Doom, so I'm excited to hear
No,
if there's any more of that on the album.
I'm very curious.
It is the last single of the week from Amy Lee, Poppy, and Courtney LaPlante, aka the Mother, the Daughter, and the Holy Spirit Box. The name of the song is called End of You. This track was hyped up, marketed pretty heavily for a metal song in the 2 weeks leading up to its release. I think it lives up, man. I think, of course, I and you probably as well wanted some more screams on it, but the track itself is excellent, man. Amy Lee is forever. What do you think about this one?
I'm gonna hear Amy Lee pig squeal. Look, man, this is a banger, obviously. Amy's voice with Courtney and Poppy's screams are just so is actually like amazing. I really
Yes.
like this song. I think it lived up, like you said. I think this song will do numbers, and I think that this song will introduce a wide population to metal, and they're going to get shit on for liking metalcore or something. But like that's just part of the game, and that's just the way that it is, man. I enjoyed this one. Also,
Four
Poppy was a
million
pop star
plays.
before she was a metal song, before she was
Yep,
a metal artist. Just throwing that
exactly.
out there. She's a pop
She's
star, bro.
doing it's like the same with Willow doing pop punk or post-hardcore. It's they're just because they came from pop doesn't mean they can't explore a genre.
The
Uh
fact that that sentence came out of your mouth and it's true is fucking wild.
it's the time we're living in, man. They're sitting at 4 million plays at around 6 days right now. That song
Yep.
is doing very well.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
We got a couple EPs this week. Got a new one from Belmont. Last to Love is the name of this EP. These guys are so good. All of these tracks are great. I think it's a new mix of Liminal or a remix. I believe we've heard the others as singles with the exception of Carry On. All these tracks are good. In the Sky's a fucking banger. What'd you think of these?
You love it when Belmont goes real screamy, screamy. And
Yes.
this does that. New Belmont is always welcome. The breakdown in the Sky is just giving so much a day to remember.
Yeah. Which again, we're getting more a day to remember vibes on the podcast this week than I was expecting, but
And
hell
I'm not
yeah, dude.
upset about that. I'm not upset
Good
about that at all.
good day to remember vibes. We should note it. Um,
Let's just clarify real
let's
quick.
just say that. We got this new EP from aespa, the K-pop group. This is Rich Man's the name of the EP. I thought it was okay. I really like two songs of theirs, so I kind of just threw this one on a whim. It didn't do it for me. I thought Count on Me was a bop though. That's my favorite on there. Did you like any of this?
It was pretty catchy, man. Rich Man was catchy as fuck. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like that track is, but this wasn't my thing, bro.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, Rich Man is clearly the one that they're trying to like push as the single. My wife
Yeah.
really likes that one. It just doesn't land for me. I find it annoying. All right, we got one more EP this week from Funk Assault. This one's called Soft Power. What'd you think of it?
File this under some of the best techno of 2025, sir. Clar and Alarico are obviously fucking shredding the entire time on this record. I know you liked the claps on, well, I think it's the last song where
Yep.
it does the thing. Look, man, this is out on Primal Instinct, which is their record label. I every time they drop, I'm like, oh, turns out, love this. What are your thoughts?
Yep. Oh, I never complain when you add their stuff. I thought the CP was great, dude. Loved the Clapso in terms and conditions, like you said.
That's
My
the one.
standout though is Like Me, Watch Me. That song is so
Yes.
fucking good, dude. So much fun.
Yes.
If I was in a club and that came on, I would lose my mind.
Right.
Great EP, dude.
Yes, sir.
All right, are you ready to move on to the albums?
I need to take yes.
All right, kicking things off with this new one from Fujii Kaze called Prema. So Fuji is a J-pop artist. I've been listening to it for a couple years now. I think we've maybe reviewed a song or two of his a while back. Very talented musician and vocalist. I'm pretty sure that most of, if not all of, like the keys on this album were written and performed by him. This is his first project that's entirely in English. I think that like some of the music translates fine, but I think some of the lyrics come across as cheesy and kind of sappy in translation. At its best, though, this album, like the music on it, is very funky, soulful, jazzy. But on the flip side of that sound, when it's not landing, it comes across like kind of Christmassy, and this album falls victim to that at times. I still liked the album a lot more than I didn't. That first three song run is where I think it really shines. Casket Girls and Earworm, I Need You Back has this really good bass line in it. And Hachiko is my favorite track on the album, man. I'm gonna give this one a light 7. Not my favorite of his projects, but he's obviously settling into a second language, so I'm gonna give him a little bit of credit there, man. What do you think about this one?
So I think you're right. I think we've covered like a couple of songs, and so I definitely like recognize the name, but I couldn't put like a sound to the name. And so
Yeah,
when I threw
yeah.
this on, I actually threw this on at work, and I'll be real. I didn't have like giant expectations. You know, K-pop and J-pop are really hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
But honestly, man, the like you said, the instrumentation on this album is actually like a lot of fun. There's like a lot of soul, great bass lines, a lot of jazz influence, which I
Mm-hmm.
love. I actually got like some city pop vibes, which was actually kind of cool. I know that you got them too, and you didn't say
Oh,
it,
for sure,
crazy
yeah.
person. Um, Look, man, I was bopping the entire time this album was on, man. There's some really good pop music, dude. A bunch of elements of other genres, like I said. Vocal melodies are on point. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
lyrics are a little off. But the production and the instrumentals are top notch, as is tradition for most J-pop artists. I really like this album, man. It's good, somewhere between a six, high six, low seven. You know what I mean?
Sure.
My standout is probably "Love Like This." I think that song was a lot of fun.
Good song, man. Yeah, the album also gets like more and more Michael Jackson influenced as it goes on.
And
It's very odd. That's a straight way to my heart, though. You know?
you're a Michael
Uh,
Jackson fan?
a little bit. Mostly Janet. All right, man. We got new album from SG Lewis. Anemoia is the name of this one. So I was up and down on the singles for it, but I ended up enjoying this album quite a bit. All the singles grew on me and also feel more complete within the context of the album. The album trails off like a tiny bit in the back half for me at times,
A little
but
bit.
for the most part, it's another very, very solid dance album from SG Lewis, and I would expect no less at this point. The features are all very well curated for the sound he's going for, with Shy Girl and Raw stealing the show. Sequencing is tight. Songs like Fallen Apart feel like kind of a throwback to like times and earlier. Really enjoyed that. Another solid 7 for me, man. Very good album. Uh my standout's a toss up between Sugar Transition and Fallen Apart. What about you, man?
Look, man, I enjoyed this album. The online reception is actually like threw me off a little bit. Like people are expecting him to make times, and he tried that already with what was it? It was Audio Lust and Higher Love, I think is what
The
it was
fact
called.
that you had to
Um,
think about it shows that it's hard when
right.
you try, you
Right.
know?
Right. But, you know, I think going back to his roots as a house musician that now has a little bit of pull, so we can get like Teed and Shy Girl and London Grammar, which, I mean, obviously these features are amazing, you know? And I love this is such chill vibes, dude. I actually
Hmm.
threw this on. I had some people over on Friday evening. I threw this on and it was like the perfect, like in the, not like in the background, but like just audible enough. Like it was perfect. It's like 126 beats per minute most of the way through, and it's great.
Very chill.
Sugar with
Yeah.
Shy Girl. Shy Girl crushes this feature, bro.
Yeah.
Devotion with Teed. Teed crushes this, man. In fact, I was like, why is it not totally enormous extinct dinosaurs on fucking Spotify anymore? Stop. I don't like acronyms. Um, Look, man, I don't think that he'll ever make another times. And if he does, I think we're gonna have to wait a long time for it, bro. Because look, that album was so special, and I hate comparing all of his records to it. I think I said it the last time he dropped a record, which was the one after Audio Lust. And look, man, I really enjoyed this for what it is. It's a chill house music record with some great features on it, some great vocals on it, and some of the better production value in you know like mixing, mastering, etc.
Yeah.
On this album. And that we got this year. Like that's undeniable in my opinion. This is a
Agree.
high 7 for me. I think my standout's either going to be Sugar or Feelings Gone. Either one of those, but both of those are fucking great tracks.
Great picks, man. Yeah, I think after Audio Lust, he did that project with Tove Lo, and he's co-produced, other songs with Shy Girl and some others, and he's crushed it. I don't think he should have to make another Times, but I think that if people are looking at it strictly through that lens, this album is
Right.
much closer to Times in spirit than Audio Lust was. It just doesn't sound exactly like it, but
Well,
you can't get everything you want, man. The guy's creating based on what he wants to hear, and I think there's enough people like you and I that are on board with whatever he's gonna give us. We're kind of down to hear, you know?
Well, I think that like Audio Less was one of those moments in music where like he was trying to create something that was similar but also a little different to what might potentially become his magnum opus. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
that's hard to do, you know?
Yeah.
Which is like I mean, you look at like the larger artists, right? Can Justice ever make another cross? Probably fucking not, bro. Like that album's fucking crazy, but they've done different things since that have done the same thing. And I think that that's what
Exactly. Yeah.
SG Lewis is going for. You know what I mean?
I agree 100%. Moving on, we got this new album from Hayley Williams, Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party is the name of it. I wasn't really looking forward to this project because her last two albums just weren't really for me. But this one feels like she's coming into her own, not just in terms of my taste, but just as a solo artist. I'm blown away by pretty much every aspect of this, man, from the writing to the production, to her vocal performances. She killed it. Ice in My OJ is a great way to open the album. I like her
Real.
incorporating the pitched vocals on Glum. Kill Me and Whim feel like more fleshed out versions of the sound that she had on her first solo album. Really appreciate it. Mirzapine, I think is the name of that song, has some like 90s rock vibes to it and has her hitting some of those trademark Haley notes over some grungy guitars. Disappearing Man through Brotherly Hate is probably the run on the album that I just don't vibe with as much stylistically, but I appreciate how weird Brotherly Hate gets as a song. Title track is great. Hard is almost like Billie Eilish like in its delivery. Big fan.
Right.
The rest of this album is good, but starts to trend more folky than the first half. But that last track, Parachute, is actually my standout and my song of the week. It's so personal, so honest,
Hey.
so raw, the harshest we've heard her vocals in maybe ever. Strong eight for me on this album. Parachute's my standout. She is a certified pop star now, man. What are your thoughts on this?
I love that for her. Certified pop star, I think fits Hayley Williams, even if she, continues to perform with Paramore. Look, man, I wasn't really sure what to expect on this record. What we got was a lot of different things. Like you said, Disappearing Man through Brotherly Hate is like an odd section on this album, and honestly, I could have done without those three songs. But when you get to like when you Ice and My OJ is a perfect starter, like you said. I loved Kill Me. Kill Me might actually be my standout. I hadn't decided prior to us getting on the mic, but Ego Death at a Bachelor Party, the title track is amazing. Negative Self Talk is fucking incredible as well. And then you get tracks like Blood Bros, which I mean I'm assuming is like an homage to the Blood Brothers. And then like you said, like Parachute, is we hear her vocals do things that they haven't done in like a long time. I really enjoyed this album. Even though there were like three songs that I didn't really like, this is a low eight, high nine for me, bro.
So
I
good.
can't I couldn't stop. I was listening to this song, this album like just like an hour ago.
Dude, it's great.
This record is really amazing, man. And it like it's one of those records that like you can put on and like not listen to the lyrics and like still enjoy it. And then you
Mhm.
listen to the lyrics and you're like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, and I mean, it's funny that you say whether or not she's performing with Paramore, she is like a pop star. I've been having this conversation a lot this week around this album with some other fans of hers that I'm friends with. And a lot of them, a lot of them have never seen Paramore and want their chance. And I do think that everyone who likes Paramore should get to hear those songs live. But at what point is she Paramore? Because they've
okay.
gone through so many lineup changes, and granted, the original drummer has circled back around to where it's her and him, so two original members. Taylor, who Parachute, I'm not into stan culture. I don't know if that song's about Chad Gilbert. I don't know if they were in Rio in 2013. All these weird things that people are diving into the lyrics, which I don't think they're wrong, but like I'm just not on that level of her personal information like that.
I just
clearly
don't
is her
care.
most personal song, but everyone is inferring from that that this might be the end of Paramore. The lyrical revelations of that song, however indirect, might be the end of Paramore. I don't think they would ever end Paramore on such an indirect note. Paramore really does love their fans. Hayley loves her fans. I think they would put out an official statement if that were the case. She said she has plenty more solo music on the way, so I don't think Paramore's coming soon. They did cancel some dates, namely Portland on their last tour said they would make it up, canceled that, have not really performed since. Something's amiss in Paramore. I think anytime you have a singer and a guitarist dating, there might be something off with that. Whether or not that's the case, though, like at what point, if Hayley is performing Pressure or Emergency or any of these I know more than All We Know Is Falling, yes, but any like Paramore song with any band, like is it any less Paramore at this point? It just doesn't feel like it to me. I feel like she has kind of over time gotten ownership to perform these songs with whatever musician she wants under whatever fucking name she wants at this point. How do you feel about that? Am I off?
Okay, Craig Owens. Not everybody got to see When It Rains
I didn't
before
say
they
she was
released
gonna lip
Riot.
sync, okay?
I'm fucking with you. We're not gonna have
Just
that conversation today. But I thought it was a funny joke. Look, man,
it was good
I
joke.
agree with you. I agree with you. And I really do hate to like boil down the like a band to their front man, but like Dave Grohl is Foo Fighters. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
sure, Pat Smear is in the band or whatever, but like who besides like people who are fans of the band or Nirvana know who Pat Smear is.
Yes.
And then you know what I mean, like
Hmm.
and like when Taylor Hawkins died it was a big thing, but like think about Panic at the Disco, right? It's Brendan Urie is really what it is, you know. And
Yes.
like and
Yes.
it's
Perfect example.
it's one of those things where like sure, like Brendan Urie can get up and sing I write sins, and he probably has every right to, both legally and morally and like musically, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't think that the members make the band as a whole. I think that members can become the death of a band. So like for instance, like I'm gonna give you a Fear Factory, right?
Hmm.
When fuck, what's his name? I forgot his name. But when a homeboy who sings and screams was like basically booted from the band, Burton something or other. I'll find the name. That band is never ever gonna be the same. Like he
No.
was the voice to that band, you know what I mean? And like even if he had stayed and Dino Cazares had left, the guitarist, it still
Hmm.
wouldn't have been the same. You know what I mean? Like those members make that band. I don't think Paramore's that band. Also Paramore makes a lot of money. I would be very surprised if Hayley Williams was like, I'm out. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I just think if we get to, 2030 and it's Hayley Williams touring, performing Hayley Williams songs and Paramore songs, people really shouldn't feel like they're seeing a lesser version of Paramore at this point. Every version of Paramore has been a different version of Paramore. That's
right.
Paramore. Hayley
Look,
is the constant. Burton C. Bell is the name you were looking for, by
Burton,
the
see,
way.
thank Burton. I
Uh,
do Burton. I look, man, if I go see Daryl Hall, I know I'm gonna hear what I want. Like, you know what I
yes.
mean? Like, it just because John Oates isn't there doesn't mean it's not fucking Daryl Hall. So,
Man,
like,
I wish we could play music on the show because now I just want to listen to that song. What I Want by Hall and Oates is an all-time fucking banger.
go
We're on a
ahead.
tangent. Let's get back on track, man. We got a few more albums. Bless the Fall, new album Gallows. I doubted their ability to still deliver this type of metalcore in a way that would not feel forced or repetitive. I'll be quick, they proved me wrong, man. This is excellent. It's nostalgic in that it's Bless the Fall, but they did a great job of making this feel like a new era. The writing on those first three tracks is so good. All of the hooks on this album are so fucking catchy. I love them following up the lyric, You're just a bitch in 2013 with the song, You're still a bitch in
Thank you.
2025. This
Thank
scene
you.
is forever, people. Great album. Light 8 Mallcore is my standout. What about you?
Okay, so the fact that they opened their album with Mallcore is fucking hilarious because
Yes.
you hear a lot of people in like the emo purists. They're like like Algernon on Cadwallader is like the like real emo bro, and like Jimmy Eat World only put out Clarity, and then everything
Yup.
else after that is. But like all of the scene music, so like early BTM, Bring Me the Horizon. Sorry, I hate acronyms. Early Bring Me the Horizon, a bunch of the Silverstein shit, like all of that's called mallcore to a bunch of emo purists, and I love that they opened their album with an all lowercase mall X core. Love that. The breakdown on Wake the Dead is incredible. The breakdown of the fucking riffs on Venom is amazing.
Yup.
The vocal features on Drag Me Under with Alpha Wolf are insane. And then obviously fell so hard, felt so right, featuring Story of the Year. I had to go back and I was like, wait a second, I'm gonna go listen to Story of the Year right now.
Yup. Yup.
Yeah, man, this had me flipping my hair and putting on my guy liner and stealing my sister's jeans. This is definitely an 8. I know that you weren't. I just seen them. I saw them in July,
Mhm.
at Warped Tour, and I saw them and I fucking loved their set. And I was like, oh, they still fucking got it, and they sure fucking do, man. Let's go.
Dude, fuck yeah. And to go back to Fell So Hard, we just got a song with Bless the Fall and Story of the Year together. Last year we got a song with Under Oath and Bring Me the Horizon together. If you would have told me in like 2006 that we would have like collaborations between these bands in 2025, I would have never fucking believed you, man. What a time to be alive.
I'm genuinely so happy for the scene kids of yore.
Yes, same, same. All right, man, let's move on to the Law Dispute album. No one was driving the car. I really wanted to like this. I loved them in the 2010s, dude. Their first album is a
I know you did.
masterpiece. That the two that followed it are excellent. After that, though, things slowed down and got weird, which the writing was always on the wall for that. Not always a bad thing either, but not something I enjoyed listening to as much as the other weird, sad stuff that they had done prior to that. I got excited when I heard the first single or like EP they released. I think they released like all of this as different EPs, but
Yeah.
just finally together. I got excited when I heard the first taste of it because they were heavy again or heavier again or like whatever Law Dispute heavy is. Slam poetry was screaming. But like it didn't do as much for me as I thought it would, dude. I think it's a good Law Dispute album. I'm just not that much in the mood to listen to Law Dispute anymore. So man, I'm gonna have to cycle back to this one. I think that the like insane fan of them I used to be owes this album like a proper listen when I'm in the right headspace, but it's like a light 6 for me as of now. Autofiction Details my standout. That song feels like Law Dispute to me. What did you think about this one?
So I'm gonna get a little personal. Monday was
Please.
actually kind of hard for me. I ended up eating a depression pizza by myself and listening to this song, or this album. And
Jeez.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. This album hits when you're not feeling so good about yourself. And I'm just gonna be real. That's kind of like prime La Dispute. Like you
It
said,
is. Yeah.
this band is post-hardcore in a way that hasn't really been done a lot since like maybe 1996. You know what I mean? Like they've just kind of had their sound, and like slam poetry with breakdowns is like one of the perfect descriptors of this band.
It really is.
I have always loved their lyrical content, but they are wildly dramatic. We're not going to sit here and pretend that they're not. Autofiction Details sounds like La Dispute because of how just my brand they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you hear songs like "Man with Hands and Ankles Bound," and you think that like that's not going to be a lyric in the song, and it's like a major lyric in the song. Top Sellers Banquet is honestly it's really good. Landlord calls the sheriff in. I love this band. I always will. I know that it's never going to live up to their first record. You had got me into this band way, 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 way back when, probably at
Yep.
least a decade ago, talking about this band. And I remember being like, oh shit, this is like some fucking Minor Threat meets Fugazi, which is, I mean, amazing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I like this album for what it is. It's like a high 7 for me. I
It's
don't
fair.
think a low 8, probably a high 7. I think that I'm going to go with Man with Hands and Ankles Bound is my standout. I think the back half of this album might have just been a little bit too much filler than we're used to with them. I think that
Yeah.
even the lyricism being where it is, I think that it just kind of dropped off a little bit. You know what I mean? At least for like my tastes.
Same. I agree with that point exactly. Yeah, man, we're not far off on this album. I can see how being in that headspace would definitely be the right way to listen to this.
Oh, it did the
So
thing.
like I said, I will
Like
circle back.
next
Last
time you get
album.
sad, bro, throw that album on. You might actually really enjoy it.
Eat a depression
Um,
pizza? I will. I'll send you a picture.
it was a
Uh
large cheese from fucking Costco. Just throwing that out. I haven't finished it yet,
hey
but
man, at least it wasn't Red Baron. There's levels to depression pizzas,
Red
my
Baron
friend.
is wild.
All right, man. Last album this week, Fleshwater's long-awaited, at least in my house, album. 2000 In the Search of Endless Sky is finally out. I know I just found this band recently, so like my anticipation of this album might not mean as much since I didn't
You're
have to wait
allowed to
that
love
long
it,
for
Jon.
it. But I was more so curious to see like if they could possibly be as good over the full course of an album as the two singles were. And spoiler alert, they weren't just as good. They're better, man. This is one of those albums feels like it was made specifically for my taste, even though I hope everyone in the world enjoys it as much as I do, man. It's dark and grungy, very 90s Y2K coded, both in terms of the sound and aesthetics. We got dual vocalists, male and female, clean vocals, screaming. This band does all the things I want a band like this to do. I cannot say enough good things about them, about this album. This is a strong 9 for me. Go listen to it, people.
Wrong
Green
nine.
Street is my standout, obviously. You better have known that right away.
It's also
What'd you
mine.
think of this one, man?
It's also my standout, with
Oh,
Jetpack
it's
being
so good.
actually a pretty close second. Look, man, this album is it's what is it? Shoegaze with stage diving is I think how I how
Yes,
I described
yes,
it.
that's exactly it. That's
They've got the
perfect.
right effects pedals, but like you know that they're a little hardcore in their ethos, if you will.
Yep.
Look, man, like you said, I mean, female vocals, male vocals, screaming, singing, it's got it all, and then it also has that like it has that mid 90s post grunge, but like the good post grunge, not the Nickelback post grunge that like always flew way under the radar and never got any radio play. But like it is actually the better era of post grunge sort of feel to it. I totally understand what you're saying, but when you said mid 90s coded, because it is, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
it's kind of like a Slip by Quicksand, which I think was released in 94 or 95, where it's got that
Yeah,
like
yeah.
almost post-hardcore feel to it, but not quite. But then it's also got a little bit of grunge to it. But then it's also got like let's just sprinkle in My Bloody Valentine a little bit and call it a day. You know, wrap it up, sprinkle some crack on them
Hmm.
and call it a day. And look, man, even like Jerome Town is fucking great, dude. And I love how we got like a couple of 5 minute tracks, couple of like 2 minute tracks. You know what I mean? And this is great, man. I really enjoy this. Thank you for showing me this band. 37 minutes of fucking shoegaze hardcore that just absolutely gets down. The only real bummer is I've heard that they're not that good live, but they are a new band. So let's give them a little bit of grace here, you know what I mean? And let them kind of breathe into their live sound. And if they're not that good live, go enjoy it anyways, bitch. Go stage dive a little bit.
I'm gonna have to find out for myself, man. Love this
Have
album,
to go
love
see
this
them.
band. Yes, they're on tour right now. People should go see them. All right, man, that does it for us this week. It's gonna be a big one next time, man. We got Between the Buried and Me, Silverstein,
Uh,
Dance Gavin
uh,
Dance, 21
uh,
Pilots, Res, Restraining Order.
let's
It's gonna
fucking
be nuts,
go.
man. We will be back with all that and more. You can follow along with what we're gonna be covering on our weekly rotating playlist, which is now on more than just Spotify. You can find it, I think, wherever you listen to your music, right? Apple Music,
Uh,
Tidal, anywhere
yep.
else?
Apple Music, YouTube Music,
YouTube
Spotify,
Music,
Tidal.
Spotify.
Yep. And I mean, we're not on Deezer, but who's actually on Deezer? You know what I mean?
I I didn't even know that word was a thing, man. So check our show notes for the link for that. You can also follow us on Instagram and Reddit. Just search podcast about a playlist. Hit follow. We will see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.